So I just got through reviewing some information. I'm just going to run through it with you all so that we can keep it fresh and we can, share the wealth. All right. So, here we go. All right. So we got domestic versus foreign. When you have domestic investments, that's going to be debt, equity, and derivative securities of United States-based companies or governments. When you have foreign investments, whether they're a direct investment or an indirect investment, that is going to be when the investors are looking outside of domestic markets and they go to markets that are overseas, markets that are outside of the United States, companies that are not based in the United States, ownership not by United States people, owned by foreign countries, foreign entities. Then you have short-term investments, which typically mature. Then you have short-term investments. Short-term investments typically mature within a year. Long-term investments, you're looking at a maturity that is going to be longer than a year, something that you're going to hold for a little bit of time. One of the things that you want to look at with short-term investments is that the liquidity aspect. Liquidity is how quickly you can convert your investments back into cash, all right? So, for example, if you own a common stock, you purchase a stock in a company, you can quickly convert that common stock to cash by selling it on the market. Just as quickly as you bought it, you could sell it. That's a very highly liquid security. It could be a short-term or a long-term investment, but it's highly liquid, and you see a lot of liquidity with short-term investments. Then you have an asset like a strip mall building, a building that's, like a big old building where businesses work, or a piece of land where there are businesses placed in it, a strip mall. The strip mall may take longer to convert to cash. If you own a strip mall and you want to sell it and get the cash from it, you have to find a buyer. You have to find an individual that wants your retail space. You probably have to put it on the market to be appraised. You have to go through the process of selling it. There's an official contracting and closing process that you have to honor. There are background checks, credit checks that go along with that. It just takes longer to convert that particular asset into cash. So that makes it an illiquid, or that particular investment is less liquid than another. When you see investments like that, it varies with the return. Liquidity is going to impact your return on an investment, as well as the amount of time you hold it, the short term versus the long term. Okay, let's see. We got debt, equity, and derivatives. So with your debt, these are your obligations. This is when an investor is going to lend money to someone and they're going to get that money back. Okay, they're loaning it. Whenever you're given a loan, you're expecting to get your money back. But in addition to that, you can also expect to get an interest payment while the individual has your money until that investment matures. You can expect that with a lot of debt securities or debt investment. With an equity investment, that's when you're basically you're getting a claim on the future financial assets. So equity, that's when you have ownership over a particular security. You may have the title, you may have the right, you may have just a overall claim on whatever type of production that asset is going to do. You have a claim on the financial resources associated with that. That's going to be your equity investment. Now you have your derivative securities. It's only 3 types. You got your debt, your equity, and your derivatives. A derivative is in this particular investment where its value is derived from another thing, or not another thing. Its value is derived from its the underlying product that it is. So, like, for example, a common stock, like options. There's an investment called an option, and with an option, or like with the future, you're trading a contract, and that contract allows you to buy another thing at a particular price on a particular date for a particular amount of money. It gives you the option to participate, or it obligates you to a particular contract outcome. And this is what you'll see, a derivative. It's like, I'm not buying the 1,000 pens, for example. I'm buying a contract that says 1,000 pens will be sold to me on this day. I'm paying for the contract. Once I execute this contract, I'm not going to get 1,000 pens delivered to my house. I'm just going to make money off of the profits of that particular investment. So you have your debt, your equity, and your derivatives. All right. We also have overall investment risk, which we know pretty clearly the risk factors associated. So the risk with any investment is that the underlying expectation of you hoping to increase in value, the appreciation, or the income that you're getting from it. When you have a risk, those are the things that you could not get. You could not get no money from your investment, and you could also have an investment that starts to cost you more than it makes you. Those are the type of risk that you go into when you put your money up. Nobody is investing because they want to give their money up and they don't want to get a return. Everybody wants to get a return from their investments. That's why, we do this. But they can't guarantee. It's very rare that you can guarantee anything. That's why you take the risk, which means depending on how this plays out, you may or may not get a return. You may or may not get your money back. That's the risk you take with investments, and that's what it boils down to. The entire purpose of this course and these reviews and all of the information that we're going to be shared to you is going to be to help you make informed decisions about the risk and return associated with the investments that you're interested in that can help you to accomplish the goals that you have set for yourself. All right, so that was the first part of review that we're going to do today, and let's tune in later. Checking in from Manhattan Beach, California, CFP Bria. Hey.